What is happening, my gurus? It's Christmas Eve, and it looks like the market is ready to pretty much get celebrations underway here. So I'm not going to make this one a very long update because I think we've all been following the charts pretty closely, and also most of my updates have obviously been coming through on video, and then more recently yesterday one was on text in the channel, but I'm obviously going to keep them coming anyway. There's obviously not too much else to cover other than what's been already said in the updates, but basically I just want to quickly look at the higher time frame, the lower time frame, and then give us a sort of picture of where we're going for the rest of the year and what we could be in for. So this is basically what we're looking at. First of all, the best news to look at here is obviously this what we thought was going to be a death cross and potential bearishness for the foreseeable future has obviously turned around, much like I said it would. We're getting a sort of rejection and a bounce of the 20-day EMA from the 200, which is quite great. It means we got the support that we wanted to at those regions, which is fantastic. Also, the 50-day is also coming out and playing ball, which is fantastic. So I think we are looking quite bullish on the moving averages for those that are trading moving averages. I'm now just going to quickly switch up the time frame and have a look at the intraday chart. It's all looking really bullish. I think we managed to get that reversal off the back of the Turkish news, which is great. There's another indicator that I want to show you, lads. A reminder for those that are still feeling a bit lost on the TA side of things, the ones that are still feeling a little bit lost in terms of what I'm talking about, do not stress. Myself and Mr. Vicious are working for you guys to put together what's going to be, I guess, Guru College, Guru Academy beginner set for all of those that are still feeling a little bit lost on the technical side. So if it does get a bit technical, do not worry, do not stress. You're in good hands. Always, please, the main thing is to just ask questions. It's super important that you ask questions. If you don't ask, you'll never find out and you'll never know, and it will become increasingly difficult for you to maintain a solid understanding of the market and to really just feel in tune with the market and in tune with what we're talking about. Cool. So coming down to the intraday chart, remember intraday, I'm just basically talking about the lower time frames, which means when we are looking at these candles, each candle is representing time frames in either the 1 hourly or the 4 hourly. In this respect, we're looking at 4 hourly candles. I'll be honest, I don't trade 1 hour charts. I think in order to trade 1 hour charts, it's more for those that are scalping. What scalping means is taking very short-term trades that are open for an hour to 2 hours tops. I like trading the 4 hour chart because it's a nice little average out between the hourly sort of time frame and the daily sort of time frame, which filters out a lot of the chart noise. When you have a filtered out chart, you can make much better trade decisions. Cool. So what we're basically looking at here is we are starting to see the beginning of a bull flag forming. All that means is it forms a flag pattern. You can see the flag right there. And in general, these patterns do continue up. What happens is, let me just draw the path out. It usually comes up. It does this sort of thing, and then it continues up in the same direction that it came from. So that's pretty much it. Sorry, I'm just going to... I hate this path thing there. They're very difficult to draw and keep like that. But yeah, basically what we're looking at, we're seeing now resistance being hit just above the 51,000, 51.5 region, and we should be pushing on to test the 52K. Remember, as I've been saying, 52K is a very heavy area of resistance. We could see a pullback from the 52K zone. It could come back to sort of test these previous areas of support over here, which is great because it means we've formed a support base around these areas, which is fantastic. If we've got solid support at 48K, we're basically in the money here because it's going to give us enough juice to carry on and make it towards 53K and above. Remember, as we said, this trend line here, this red trend line, is going to provide a lot of heavy resistance purely based on the fact that it was the previous support for that bullish move. So if I zoom out here, you can obviously see wait for the candles to load up. There we go. You can obviously see that the amount of support that we were getting from here, and obviously if it bounced off here and continued, that's when we would have seen, the sort of predictions around 100K, etc. So that's pretty much going to provide us probably some of the strongest resistance in terms of getting the bull rally back on track. But I'm not too concerned. I think it's fantastic. I think that what we saw here, this whole corrective move, is basically going to give us enough strength to push on and to push out. Remember, every time that we have these sort of 10%, 20%, 30% corrections, all they're doing is, the best way to sort of understand it from an analogy perspective is you can imagine a spring being sort of loaded and being really, really tense. And then once let go, it obviously gives it the shoot. And you can see here, I mean, this obviously did exactly that. It comes down, it squeezes, it gets all the pressure loaded, and that's what gives us enough juice to sort of make those 15-20% moves upwards. So like I said, we're probably seeing a bit of a bull flag here. I would probably be looking to see us get to the 52K zone. When we get there, we'll obviously have to deal with it then. I'm pretty much certain that we're going to hit some heavy resistance around there. You can see what happened last time. It basically rejected us and we came all the way back down. I don't know if we'll come back down as far as that. We could just come back down to sort of the 48K region. But obviously my eyes will be on that. We could also start forming an inverse head and shoulders as well. So my eyes will be on multiple different patterns that I will be including in the cheat sheet and in the sort of trading Bible, if you will, the basics on technical analysis, which I'm going to be releasing in the new year. So that's pretty much that. I don't think there's any much else to cover. I will start looking at alts as well, but I mean, for those of you that did get into the link and dot trades from yesterday, those are looking pretty fantastic. And yeah, I think we'll probably see the gaming tokens and the NFT tokens start moving quite aggressively as soon as Bitcoin does hit this resistance and pull back. It's going to allow the money to flow out of Bitcoin and into those smaller cap alts. If anybody has any questions, I will obviously be all day in the channel. Otherwise, have a wonderful Christmas for those celebrating. And yeah, if you got any questions, hit me up in the chat.